Get ready for the fireworks. Welcome to the state of Tennessee, and we are here for something that has been going on unbelievably if you follow bass fishing for almost 2 decades now. The Bassmaster College Series, including the Bassmaster National Championship, just completed a few weeks ago, and now we are ready for our bracket competition. The bracket, well, that started a while back, maybe about 10 to 12 years ago. That was the first big step, Ronnie Moore. That's what really made this event totally legit. Welcome to the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. I am Tommy Sanders, here with Ronnie Moore, and it is just a bigger deal each and every year with more polished players.
Absolutely, Tommy, and we talked about it. Like you said, there were 7 teams the first year of the college series, and now we have waiting lists of 100+ teams as they try to get into these events to make or break. I say make or break, but Tommy, when you get to the College Classic bracket, the last few years we've seen, even if you lose, get second, third, fourth, just making it to the bracket, it's not a make or break week. It is a make week only. There's only a win, only a positive here.
That's right.
You get to show off your skills to the entire world, to all of the fishing industry, and if you don't win, there's more work to be done. But if you win, you get to go to the Bassmaster Classic. You are now a fast track to the Bassmaster Opens.
Oh, absolutely.
And as we've seen some of the last winners of this event, you are a future superstar that we could see on the Elite Series very shortly.
A lot of other important perks. We'll get to that as well during the course of this program here. Now, the way you get here has changed a little bit this year. We've got a different sort of criteria, different pathway to get to this bracket championship.
All the pressure used to be, hey, I got to get to the college championship. I have to qualify for that final single event, and then it's no holds bar. I have to get in the top 4 to make the bracket. But that's not the case anymore, Tommy. It is now battle-tested. Consistency is going to get you there. It's Team of the Year overall, our points leaders for the whole season. It is the national champions from that championship event, and then is the points winners from each division. Tommy, we've had 250 boats in these college events.
Right.
Now we have to break it up and have 250 boats in 2 different divisions. That's how much competition there is, and if you want to be in the bracket, you would have earned it a long time throughout the whole season.
And don't forget, it's going to play out differently the way this competition plays out this week. We're going to have full field competing for 2 days, cumulative weight over 2 days. Then we eliminate the bottom 4 teams, and then we'll launch right into the semifinals with the 4 teams that remain.
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. In past years, we've maybe had the 1 seed versus the 8 seed, and they ended up being the best 2 competitors on day 1 of it, and you had to eliminate one of them. This year, you've got 2 days worth of competition. You got good work to put on Tim's Ford, and if you advance in the top 4, you're heading to the semifinals. Congrats to Dylan Akins, Aaron Jagfield, Caleb Hudson, and Andrew Blanton. They all moved on. We have a representative from each school, Tommy, and that also means we have a representative from each school going home. For Garrett, Chase, Tanner, and Elliott, congratulations making it to the bracket. This is not the end of your road. You will have another chance to prove yourself later in the fishing career.
Yeah, we won't have teammates facing each other in the finals either, but there's the way the semifinal shapes up there on the left side of the bracket. Dylan Akins from Emmanuel, from Lander, Andrew Blanton. Those teams will go against each other. And on the right side, from Adrian College, Aaron Jagfeld, and USC Union, it's going to be Caleb Hudson. So the semifinals are just about ready to get underway. Let's pick it up with Caleb Hudson.
A win would kind of kickstart a career. I mean, this is kind of the stepping stone for all of, bass fishermen trying to go to the next level. So in order to win all the stuff that you win with it would just be a huge leap for me.
Young Caleb Hudson doing a good job of describing the dream and what today is all about as we launch into our semifinal action. 8 hours of competition between the 2 on the right side. That's going to be Caleb Hudson going up against Aaron Jagfeld. Let's take it out to Caleb now.
Catching a bunch of fish. We probably caught at least 15 fish. Probably about 15 fish, and not a single keeper yet.
Well, nothing on the board yet for Caleb Hudson on the semifinal day. You see the rain jackets and you see the lens of the camera there. We got still some of the remnants of Hurricane Helena moving around this part of the country here. We are totally not out of the woods on that yet. The outlook is better for tomorrow, and he's got one on.
Absolutely. There's a lot of change going on, Tommy. Not only are we in the late summer, early fall, where Tim's Ford starts to drop in water level, but now we've had a big weather storm coming in where a bunch of rain has fallen, a lot of winds, barometric pressure, everything's changing, but now we're a few days into this, Tommy, so we've seen these guys be so consistent with good weights, and today it's just not showing up with Caleb. He's getting bites, like he said. They're just not all keepers, and here at Tim's Ford, when you target smallmouth, they've got to be a little bigger than those largemouth.
Caleb Hudson from University of South Carolina Union, from Lincolnton, Georgia, part of the the Lunkers Trail Team of the Year, one of the qualifying routes to make it to these championships.
We knew this guy, Aaron Jagdfeld. We got to see him in the Bassmaster Opens, Tommy, at Lake St. Clair. He almost won a semi-pro event, and not to mention he is the Legends Team of the Year with his teammate Elliot Wigopolsky. And Aaron honestly was one of the most consistent anglers those first 2 days. He was the second-ranked angler coming into the semifinals. This is the 2-3 matchup, but he really had 14 to 15 pounds both days of competition, really keying in on all smallmouth exclusive. We had some guys mixing in largemouth in their game plans, but Aaron has been all smallmouth. He's been doing it with top water. He's also been one who's been adjusting, Tommy, using forward-facing sonar and a jig head minnow into his repertoire as well.
Actually,
Already having graduated from Adrian College there in the Detroit area, majoring in sports management.
Tommy, what I love, this isn't the college football playoff. We're not just picking teams based on brands here.
No.
We've got Emmanuel College, we've got Lander University, Adrian College, and we've got USC Union, 4 different schools, multiple states involved, and none of these anglers calling Timms Ford their home lake. They're all figuring it out, and Aaron Jagdfeld advances in this 2-3 matchup.
The 2024 Bassmaster College Bracket Competition presented by Luz is sponsored by Toyota, by Dakota Lithium, by Nitro, and by Humminbird. Back to the action here, Timms Ford Lake in Central Tennessee. We saw first match, the semifinal matchup was Aaron Jagdfeld and Caleb Hudson. And that was going to belong to Aaron Jagdfeld, winning that easily with 12 pounds and 3 ounces. Now let's go over to match number 2.
Yesterday was pretty good. We had a little bit of a shaky start, lost a big one, but we pushed through it and managed to get a limit, which that was the goal. And then after that, we tried to go and find a couple new areas. So hopefully those will pay off for me today. But we've been pretty consistent the first 2 days, so we need to try and keep that consistency going. And then today, you pretty much gotta catch as much as you can because your weight's 0. So you gotta make sure you have some little extra backing because you have no idea what the other guy's gonna catch. It's a brand new day and you don't have your backing from the other days, so you gotta keep that in mind and just leave it all out there to make the next day.
man, it was a blessing. You know, the Lord really blessed me yesterday. I mean, it was a grind. It was one by one. It was not easy by any means. It was an all-day thing. We grinded for it all day, but thankful to have what we had, get us back in the top 4. Excited to go back out there today. I think it has potential to be better today, so we'll just see how it goes, and we're gonna grind as hard as we can.
Well, there you go, Andrew Blanton, Lander University, the native of Chesney, South Carolina, the junior, going up in his match against Dylan Akins from Buford, Georgia, of Emmanuel University. It's going to be Andrew Blanton getting on the board first.
One big thing that we were excited about seeing Andrew advance to the round of 4 was in his round of 8 matchup. He was one of the largemouth exclusive guys. Tommy, we might have just saw a smallmouth come into his boat there, but those are few and far between. He is targeting largemouth, going more in the river, and he put on such a show on the final day of the round of 8 to advance. That's what he's hoping he can parlay into here. And as the weather changes day to day and we get farther from that original hurricane front, he's going to need to continue to adjust for sure.
He was pretty good, as you say, about his efforts through the first 2 rounds, those qualifying rounds there. Feeling more comfortable with each day. He says he likes the way this lake fishes, matches up to his style. He likes grinder tournaments, and he feels like that's what this one is going to be when it's all said and done.
We saw a lot of these anglers that are smallmouth targeting, catching 14 to 15 pounds on average. That's the consistent way it seems right now. But the X factor is in these head-to-head matchups, Andrew can easily catch 16 to 17, maybe 18 pounds of largemouth just because that kicker 6-pound largemouth is more existent than a giant smallmouth. And so that is the hope for Andrew as he has a whopper plopper in his hand, as he has a buzz bait in his hand. Those kinds of fish, Tommy, are the ones that get you possibly to the finals.
3 3/4 something. He come up there and just slurped it.
Come here. You're welcome, Bass Live. This guy was not worth it.
You're welcome, Bass Live. That shows us that Dylan Akins watches a lot of Bassmaster Live because he knows you cannot go in the water like that, get your catch, come back out without a little bit of gentle ribbing from this crew here.
Absolutely. That'll be replayed for years to come, Tommy. Was he trying to be one with the fish?
I think so.
Get into the environment, really feel it? Because today he fished like a fish. He was absolutely perfect. Took that stumble and fall earlier, took it in stride, caught so many fish. And Tommy, I don't know the last time we saw a chug bug on Bassmaster Live, but these college boys pulled out an old school lure with new school technology and put it to work this week.
Well, there he is, Dylan Akins, and a total of 16 pounds, 7 ounces. If that smile looks a little bit nervous, he's seen what is in the bag of Andrew Blanton as well, and it's going to be close.
Absolutely, Tommy. This is a fishing competition, but this was a fist fight for the 1-4 matchup because they both put 16 pounds on the scales, and Akins advances. The finals up next.
2024 Bassmaster College Classic Bracket presented by Luz is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, by Ranger Boats, by Minn Kota, by Rapala, and by Yamaha. Well, this is the final day, 4th day of 4 days of competition here, and we are down from our original field of 8 to these two for the championship, Dylan Akins and Aaron Jagfeld.
Yeah, so we made it the final day. Yesterday was really, really close. I honestly didn't think I had it when I saw his 2 big old fish, but we slid through to brave another day. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher today just because the weather is moving out. There's not much wind and things, so the sun might pop out and it might change things up a lot, but we're gonna go get after it and grind all day and just see what we can come up with.
Feeling good, I'm excited, a little nervous, but I think it's good to be nervous. Looking forward to getting out there, just going fishing today, man. Just acting like it's another day of fishing, going out there practicing. Just gonna cover some water today and see what we run into.
If you're a college Bassmaster competitor and you're not nervous on this day, you may not be completely awake yet because this is a huge opportunity for one of these two anglers, Dylan Akins and Aaron Jagfeld. The winner will reestablish this, gets a ticket to the Bassmaster Classic, the World Championship, coming up from Texas in 2025. It couldn't be a bigger opportunity.
Absolutely, Tommy. It's one of those moments where you're waking up from a dream and you're wondering, was that real? No, this is your idling out. This is the 1 in 2 chance to go to the Bassmaster Classic. Every angler in the world would want a 50-50 shot of fishing in the World Championship of bass fishing, but there's plenty of other nerves. We see Aaron Jagfeld's weights have gone down slightly every single day. Dylan Akins, on the other hand, have gotten better every single day. So Jagfeld knows now, hey, if it plays out like it's played, I've got to step my game up because this man, Dylan Akins, has been all gas, no brakes the last few days.
I'm just throwing this over pretty much every fish. As of now, this is the only thing I can get them to even really react to. Whenever I figured out this, I just ran with it because it's so similar to what I do back home that I just felt that would be most in my strength. But they're definitely being picky today. I've seen, I don't know how many big ones just come up and swerve it and just not even care today. When yesterday they were just smoking it every cast. I've had so many just run up to it or nip it or not try to eat it at all.
Well, at this point, Dylan Akins certainly not getting the pace of fish catching that he's had previously in this tournament. Yet, the fact is that he has 3 fish in the boat, and his opponent, Aaron Jagfeld, is still at 0.
Yeah, Tommy, he may be a little off the pace of what he's been doing, but he has had such a crazy fast pace compared to everyone else that even his worst day may look better to everyone else. And so Aaron's going to have to bring the quality because he's gotten less and less bites each day. These smallmouth for him are going to have to be 2.5, 3 pounds, and he's going to have to catch 5 of them to really outweigh the quantity that Dylan expects to catch.
I don't know. It's a fat one. Come here. Come here. Oh, it's gonna be close, dude. All day, baby. It's number 1 right there.
And yeah, Tommy,
2.5 pounder, come on.
with these smallmouth that he's got, that's the quality he needs to beat Dylan Akins. He doesn't know what the scoreboard is. They don't know. They keep it private until the end of the day. But you kind of have that internal clock that these anglers know. They know I'm behind schedule. I'm not catching big enough, whatever the case may be. But 2 hours in between bites for Aaron is not the best case scenario for him.
Absolutely, but don't count this guy out. He has already shown us, as we mentioned earlier, this year as putting on a great exhibition at one of our Bassmaster Opens against an extremely tough field.
It's a nice one.
He barely missed out on a Bassmaster Classic berth there, Tommy. He does not want to finish second once again.
18.5.
Like you said,
It's a good one right there.
quick deficit. He's closing the gap a little bit with these two keepers. Both the right quality.
Come on. 3 more. 3 more.
Aaron never fished out of a bass boat till he got to Adrian College, but look at this right now. He has closed the gap 6-12 for Dylan Akins versus Aaron Jagfeld 5-0.
Yeah, Tommy, it's still close, but we're going to have to see what the afternoon holds. That has been the difference maker. A lot of these anglers have gotten off to good starts, but who will make weight in the afternoon? We will see if Dylan holds his lead or if Aaron can come from behind.
The 2024 Bassmaster College Classic Bracket, presented by Lew's, is sponsored by Bass Pro Shops, by Mercury, by Power Pole, and by Skeeter Boats. We are past the midday point here on this all-important day. It's going to make one of our college bracket hopefuls bound for the Classic 2025 will compete in the World Championship. It couldn't be bigger than that. This is a matchup between Dylan Akins of Emmanuel College and Adrian College's Aaron Jagfeld. Dylan Akins with the upper hand, but not by much. Aaron can catch one fish and easily take the lead.
Absolutely, and when you start out with 2.5 pounders, Tommy, you think, oh, this is the way it's going to continue the rest of the day, but for Aaron Jagfeld, it has gotten slow. He's making a run, and it's time to adjust as we head over to Dylan Akins.
I've been fishing since I was a kid, whether it was like bluegill on a dock or catching gar, like I did it all. And then high school I started fishing tournaments and then I got real competitive into that. I just really liked the competitive experience and the tournament side of things, so I kind of combined the two, so now I'm here.
Well, Dylan Akins, Emmanuel University, has held a slight edge throughout the course of this morning. Of course, he put down the biggest limit, his biggest limit of the tournament, and it was the biggest limit of the tournament in his semifinal match, 16 pounds and 7 ounces.
Usually, Tommy, we see the big fish this time of the year come in the morning and numbers come in the afternoon. Not the case for Dylan. He caught a couple 2-pounders earlier, and he's put 3s and 2.5s in the boat later. He's going to be in the lead, of course, but Aaron's got to do something. We saw him try to adjust. It's gotten really slow in his area, but we know that Aaron has had the capabilities of big bags as he finished second through the round of 8, 2-day weight of almost 30 pounds.
Yeah, you almost think Aaron's got something in his back pocket. There's something out there that he is holding off for the last minute. He gets to feeling a little desperate at the end of the day.
And we know how these schools of fish been, Tommy. Dylan said that they were coming up and nipping at the bait, not biting it. Aaron was breaking them off throughout the day. They were also short striking him as well. He rolls up late in the day, though, on a school of active fish, and boy, they started to bite. He started to make up some grounds very quick, Tommy, but we don't know how it's going to shake out because both guys were unaware of what each other were catching.
Aaron Jagfeld has been around despite his young age. He's a cool customer, but you can tell from the body language what's going on right now. He's in the middle of the desperate hour, the final hour of fishing here, and desperate to get more in the boat before he has to head in.
Tommy, I talked about dreams and nightmares. Every fisherman dreams of them to school in the final few minutes and you catch maybe the winning fish. Dylan Akins knows he's done his job, but he wants to see what Aaron's done as he heads in. And Aaron thinks maybe I've salvaged my whole day and caught him at the last second.
A prize that means everything to both of these anglers. What is on their mind as they head in towards the final reckoning?
I don't know, I think it might be close. I think I have more than what he had yesterday, but you never know with school and fish, and you never really know what you're gonna get. But I did all I could do.
That was crazy, man. That last 10 minutes, I really don't think that we have anywhere near close enough to have a shot at winning this thing. But dude, I'm proud of myself for grinding it out today. It was so tough. Losing fish, missing fish, like it was brutal, but I had fun today. I had a good time. It was a great experience to be here, be under this amount of pressure, and I had a lot of fun.
At first I was a little worried, but the end of the day was a lot better. But I think I definitely pushed through to a tough day, because it was definitely, I was getting really worried this morning just the way they were acting, but I think I'll take what I have.
All right, y'all ready? Y'all get this thing ready. Are we ready to go? We ready to weigh some fish? We're down. We went from 1,500 college anglers starting this thing off. We went to 260 college anglers at the College National Championship, and then we grinded it down to the top 8. Let's bring him on up right here. Adrian College, Top Gun right here, Mr. Aaron Jackfeld. 12 pounds, 12 ounces. Let's give him a big round of applause. Aaron Jackfeld from Adrian College. Let's give it to him right there. 12 pounds, 12 ounces right there. And then there was one. Well, come on up here there, man, Mr. Emmanuel University. Come on up, Mr. Dylan Akins. Come on up. Dylan Akins, you need 12 pounds, 13 ounces. 12 pounds, 13 ounces. And one of these two anglers right now, we're looking for 12-13 to send Emmanuel to the Classic, or will it be Adrian to the Classic? Looking for 12-13. 14 pounds, 12 ounces. Emmanuel. Dylan Akins punches his ticket to the 2025 Bass Pro Shop Bassmaster Classic right there. We have ourselves a Classic bracket champion, my friend. And it belongs to Mr. Dylan Akins from Emmanuel University.
Well, Dylan Akins said all season long he tried to bring the positivity it takes to push through the bad weather, losing fish through slow periods, always pushing forward. He was always pushing forward in this one, Ronnie.
Absolutely, and we see what Team of the Year brings, Tommy. Last year, Easton Fothergill and Nick Dumke, they win Team of the Year, and they win the bracket as well. What a beautiful array of skill and ability. Topwater fishing, Tommy, adjustments as well, smallmouth and largemouth. Dylan had a perfect 4 days on Tim's Ford.
Absolutely. Hats off to Aaron Jagfeld, a man from Michigan, did a great job. We've not heard the last of him. I guarantee you we'll see them both again, but we will see Dylan Akins at the Bassmaster Classic.
Team of the Year, Dylan Akins. Little cherry on top. He's headed to the Bassmaster Classic.